it is a Transformer Thursday, and we have even more Transformer reveals from Transformers 1 to talk about today. Hasbro sent to us a whole bunch of brand new Transformer the product to talk about from the main line, some gimmicky stuff, some stuff that might actually interest you to pop into your collection, and the return of a whole bunch of old new tooling, truly celebrating the 40th anniversary of Transformers with this old tooling. We'll get into that in a moment. But let's talk about it. So we're going to go through these like we always do here on the Transformers Slag podcast, make sense of everything, pricing, what it is, what you're going to get, little in between the lines kind of stuff. Let's do it, shall we? The first thing we're going to talk about is the Transformers 1 Energon Matrix Optimus Prime. This is a low price point, simple, low plastic transformation kind of thing. It's going to be $4.99. It's only going to be $5. So you could only imagine how much is going to really be put into this. It's a 4.5 inch non-transformable Optimus Prime figure. It does have two modes. They're both in robot mode. You pretty much twist his head and then his chest turns around, going from the transformation cog to the Matrix of Leadership, going from an Orion Pax to an Optimus Prime. Very simple toy. Really just something that is there to just be a simple item for a younger demo who still wants to engage with the brand, but doesn't want anything too complicated. It still does a, quote, transformation, just in a very simplistic kind of way. Again, $5. I can't complain. It's $5, and I know where it's targeted, so it is what it is. Let's go into the more gimmicky stuff here that's a little larger and pricier. We got the Transformers 1 Energon Glow Bumblebee, aka B127. We talked about this when we were decoding the listings just a couple of days ago. And now we have our first look of it. It reminds me a lot of those clear Energon-powered rescue bots back in the day where it used translucent plastic on certain limbs of the characters. And Bumblebee was no different with that, except this here, it's a 6-inch figure that converts into the Cybertronian car mode that he has in 6 steps, so very simple transformation. And it has a light-up feature with a glowing Energon effect, comes with a blaster and a sword accessory, and batteries are included. Again, because of the 6 steps and how simple it is and the glowing accessory, aimed at more of a younger demographic that's going to see this movie and want to get toys that are not super complicated, but they still want to be able to have a transformable product that makes them engage with the brand. And then kind of in the similar vein of the Bumblebee here, we have slightly more expensive at $29.99 instead of Bumblebee's $24.99. We have the $29.99 Transformers 1 Ultimate Energon Optimus Prime. Pretty much does the same thing, except it's 10 inches tall instead of Bumblebee's 6 inches tall. It has slightly more transformation parts, so it's 15 steps to transform it. Comes with an Energon axe that could be held in both modes. Has an opening chest with the Matrix of Leadership accessory that could be taken out. No glowing, no electronics on this one, just a straight up raw figure. Big bone raw figure that is a simple transformation that kids can engage with if they, again, want to have an Optimus figure that's big and engaging and a great Christmas item, but not something that's super complex like us more hardcore collectors want. Now we enter the Transformers 1 repaint retool of old molds world here. We weren't just talking just the Rise of the Beast Bumblebee getting repacked as Transformers 1 product. We have some new stuff here too. Some of them actually have brand new tooling, despite the fact that it's from old tools. But we're going to start first with the Transformers 1 Race and Blast 2-pack. This is the Race and Blast 2-pack of Megatron D16 with Decepticon Whirlwind, which is interesting. It's actually a Decepticon character that is marked here. $24.99. These Race and Blast 2-packs, from what we've seen thus far with this Megatron here, are repaints and retools of Robots in Disguise 2015 Minicon Deployer figures. More specifically, the Minicon Deployer Overload that we got many years ago with some new tooling, has a Megatron head on top of it. So now where Overload had the Minicon Backtrack with him, this Megatron comes with a repaint of the Minicon Hammer, now named Whirlwind. So it's just them trying to create synergy with what's on the screen. It's a tank. We got to give it some new tooling a little bit. We'll give it a different character than the one that the Overload came with. Doesn't look like it comes with the translucent armor pieces that those Minicons came with in 2015. So it's just the raw ball Minicon that he could deploy when you push a button. As they say here, 5.5-inch figure, 11 steps to transform. Also, Whirlwind could convert into alt mode in 3 steps, could be launched from the figure itself. That's what the Minicon deployers were back then, and the Race and Blast 2-packs are the same thing. Makes me wonder, is this going to be a line in general? Are there going to be other Race and Blast characters outside of this Megatron? Are they going to take some other Robots in Skies 2015 molds and repaint, retool them into characters in the movie? It's a possibility. I could see some of them being used, but we'll see what happens with that, and that's one example of that. Another one here is the Transformers 1 Racing Warriors 3-pack. Again, an example of taking old tooling and making them into characters that fit within this movie. This is going to be $29.99 for the 3 figures, and it comes with Megatron D16, Optimus Prime Orion packs, and Autobot Mirage. Now, the Optimus is clearly using that second release of the Cyberverse one-step changers, because you literally just push one button and they automatically transform, and it uses that Cyberverse mold with some new paint, new tooled. It has like a new tooled chest, which as a result makes a new front end for the truck mode to make it match more how it looks in its TF1 counterpart. So the Optimus is a little new tooled, despite the fact that it's using more or less the bones and the tooling and the mold of the original Cyberverse one. The Mirage is a repaint with a slightly new retool of the 2015 Robots in Disguise one-step Autobot Blur. Has a new head sculpt on it that's more Mirage-like, I guess we could call it. New colors. And I like that it has the number 26 put on him. That was a number that his original design and his original toy and character model rocked back in Generation 1 in 1984. So it's nice little touches like that are cool to put Mirage in there. I'm surprised they just didn't go with Blur, but I guess they wanted to do Mirage as a character. Makes me wonder, is Mirage going to be part of the movie? Is this the best we'll get of a Mirage figure? Is he going to be in the Iacon 5000 that we saw in the background? Will he just be a background character? But hey, here's Mirage, and he's part of this set too, and he's a repaint with a slight retool. And Megatron got quite of the bulk of the budget here, because the Megatron D16, while it uses the Cyberverse one-step Megatron, it gives him a brand new chest, it gives him new tank front treads, a new ab, a new crotch region, and repaints him a lot. So it's used quite a bit of new tooling so they could really make the alt mode match that of how it looks in the movie, as opposed to that more short tank that the Cyberverse one was. So there is a little bit of effort put with this one that it's almost, dare I say, 50% of the tooling is new, where it's almost a new toy. So this is, again, 3-pack, $29.99, 3 one-step easy Transformers. It is what it is. Here's one that's cool, because I read that listing before and it said bot shots, and I was like, ooh, are we getting some bot shots back? Transformers 1 Race Changers 2-pack, $19.99. Bot shots are back, people. Well, kind of. We got a 2-pack here of 2 classic bot shots from 2012. 12 years ago, these tools, these molds. My goodness. We get an Optimus Prime and a Megatron with 2 launchers. The Optimus Prime is a repaint of the classic 12-year-old bot shot figurine that was used across many releases during that run of the bot shots line. The Megatron uses the Megatron mold from the Nemesis Prime Acid Storm 3-pack Megatron, because some Megatrons were vehicle-based to match his Dark of the Moon counterpart. That shows how long ago these Megatrons were based on. And this is the tank one with the new head sculpt on it, so it uses that sculpting instead. Now, bot shots were a classic kind of gaming thing that Hasbro made to kind of compete with Bakugan at the time, and it had this gimmick where you ram them into each other and they would flip up, and each character would have a rock, paper, scissors kind of element and points on their weapons, and the one who had the higher points and the right rock, paper, scissor element would be the winner. In this case, it doesn't look like they maintain that with the flipping sticker panel on the front. There is going to probably still be 3 panels, but from what we could see, the Optimus has an Autobot logo on one panel. The Megatron has a Decepticon logo on his panel. There's probably going to be other panels that are filled in with stuff that we don't see here. Maybe each one of them will also have a transformation cog panel. Maybe the Megatron will also have a Autobot panel because he'll be faction swapping, so that's 3 for him. And on the Optimus, it'll be an Autobot, it'll be a transformation cog, and I'm going to assume maybe a Matrix. Don't quote me on this, but that's me trying to figure out what are they going to do with those 3 panels, since clearly the gaming element of it has been removed from this. But it is 2 new bot shots, and they're going to go into my bot shots collection because I love bot shots, so that's pretty rad. The other thing also to mention is it comes with 2 bot shots launchers, so that's nice too, because some of the old bot shots didn't come with launchers, so now you can get 2 launchers with it too if you want to get into your bot shots craziness. And this is going to be $19.99 for the 2-pack. And the last thing we're going to cover, probably the most exciting of the bunch, is the Transformers 1 Quintesson High Commander Warrior class figure. So this is what we talked about when we were decoding the listings. The Platoon High Commander, as it was coded on the listing back then, is now revealed. So it is the Quintesson High Commander, a Warrior class figure. Looks like the one that we saw in the trailer that was grabbing Sentinel Prime. It says here it's a 5-inch figure, transforms into a Cybertronian jet in 18 steps, and comes with an Energon Cube accessory that he could hold. What's cool about it is the Energon accessory kind of adds a little bit of what's probably going on here with the story, and I don't want to get too deep into it, what I think it is, but you have what they call a Cybertronian jet, which is really a very organic looking Quintesson kind of jet mode that he turns into, or a ship. But that's really cool. I really like it because it's such a unique design. And whenever we get like figures that we just didn't get 50 times over, and it's something that's new and unique and fresh, that's always welcome. And I like this a lot. Cool High Commander. I dig it. Let me know what you think. Got a whole bunch of stuff here, and we still have more to talk about tomorrow. We'll get into that in a moment, but let me know what you think about all this new Transformers 1 product, the repaints, the retools, the new tools, the old tools, the 12-year-old tools, and a Quintesson. My name is Protoman. Thank you for listening to the Transformer Slag podcast, and I'll talk to you in the near future.